Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Florida Vibe College Selection Show. I'm your host, Kaylin Elliott. Super excited to be here. I'm with Ryan Moore. He is the owner of the Florida Vibe. Ryan, thank you so much for being here tonight. We're super excited to get this selection show started.
Yeah, thanks, Kaylin. It's awesome to be here and to celebrate a special night. Tonight, we get to select two really deserving special athletes to join our 16-player 2025 Florida Vibe roster for the summer, and we are super excited about getting this going.
Yeah, we're excited to get started. So let's start off by talking about the returners who have been there since the beginning. You've got Grayson Radcliffe, Carmen Greenwood, and Emily Kirby. They've been there for all 4 years now of the Vibe. Talk a little bit about what they mean to this team.
Well, first of all, Grayson, Carmen, and Kirby, they're the backbone of the organization. You know, they've been with us since the very beginning of time. I still remember like yesterday, August 2nd, 2021, the Florida Vibe organization was announced. The day after the Olympics, and I was super excited. And those are three players that took a chance on the Florida Vibe early on, and they've been able to see a lot of cool things happen in the 4 years. And not only are they, awesome characters and people that have been with us forever, but they're also people that can continue to do production. Carmen Greenwood, I don't think she's hit under 390 or three something in her last 3 years, and I don't. She's not slowing down. She's getting even better. She's a defensive gem in center field, as you know, wonderful leadoff hitter, just an All-American from Louisville, and also just an All-American person. Grayson, I think I would argue that last year was probably her best year. In the 3 years that she's been with us, she single-handedly had some really big moments in the summer season against some pretty high-profile teams and pitchers, and hitters. She just really, stepped up her game, and she got better and better as the year goes. She does that, and she's also kind of like a Swiss Army knife. Grayson's one of those people where we can put her in anywhere. And then you got Emily Kirby. Kirby's a left-handed specialist from Liberty. Kirby is, like I said, she's probably the captain of the ship. Kirby is always the first one to volunteer to pray or volunteer to do something with the visiting team. Or she's very bold for God, and we love that. And she's probably the spiritual leader of the bunch, and so she's just been a backbone for our organization, and we're super thrilled to have Kirby back for her fourth year, along with Carmen and Grayson, who've just been phenomenal individuals and ambassadors for the Florida Vibe.
So cool, so cool. And then you also have some other returners who it's their third year with the Vibe, Kara Canetto being one of them. You also have Sierra Frazier behind the plate, and then you have Jordan Johnson who's in the circle. Talk a little bit about those players as well as Hannah Adams over at second base who are newer, but also coming in and still know what to expect.
Yeah, first of all, the 3 year players, you've got Sierra Frazier, Kara Canetto, and then obviously Jordan Johnson. Three dynamic players. I mean, she's the life of the party. She's a great catcher, and again, comes up big in big moments. She's a big time player when it counts. She's one of those players that is just she wants to play all the time. I think she'd play 365 if you gave her the chance. She was a great player for UAB. Put up some career numbers at UAB. Just one of those fantastic character people on the field and off the field. She's just super sincere and super funny, and just really does provide a lot of production for us behind the plate. Kara Canetto, I mean, arguably, obviously she's led our team the last 2 out of 3 years in the offensive categories when it comes to hitting average. Again, she's someone that took a year off from Liberty, her last year there, and then, got back in it. And she's, we talk about these ceilings all the time, from baseball to softball, scouting, and things like that. Canada just keeps getting better. I mean, she's just a player that I don't know if she knows how good she is. Like, she's phenomenal. And, to have her playing left field for us and be in the middle, that early lineup with us, she's just a spark plug and just a super character. And again, just thrilled to have Neto back for her third year. And then you got Jordan Johnson in the circle. Jordan's an alumni from the Florida Gulf Coast League. For those that don't know, the Florida Gulf Coast League, the American Collegiate League system that we have with the Golden Bay Collegiate League, the Scenic City Collegiate League, and then, of course, the Lone Star State Collegiate League, all part of our system. that first started here back in 2020 with the FTCL. Jordan came in 2022, and Jordan was just somebody. First of all, she beat the Vibe in a scrimmage game, so like, yeah, maybe we should like take a look at her. But Jordan's was one of those competitors that she wants to rock all the time. It's hard to convince her not to pitch. Jordan is again a sponge. She's a workaholic too. She's out in Italy right now pitching. This past off season, after she left our season, she went out to Italy and then back to the Pro Mexican League in the spring and was, I think, their number one pitcher in took them to the title game. And now she's back in Italy and getting ready to come back to play for our season. So she's just a dynamic pitcher. And again, those 3-year players back for us. I mean, I can't say enough about those 3-year players.
Definitely. And then you also have some players who are coming in for their second season, and you got your middle infielders, Jill Solis and Hannah Adams, and then Taylor Pleasance, who didn't get to play last season because of an injury, but I still consider her a second year player. She was definitely a big part of
Yeah,
the team, big part of, keeping the momentum going in the dugout and different things like that. So speak to those players who are coming
sure.
back for their second year.
Well, look, TP Taylor Pleasance is Taylor Pleasance. I mean, she transcends softball. She's a name from Team USA. She's a super player from LSU. She's just one of those players that you only once in a lifetime type of players that you get. And Taylor, to me, last year she couldn't play because of the hand injury. But we were not going to be that type of team or family or organization that said, "Hey, sorry, you can't play because you can't get paid because you're hurt." That wasn't going to be us. People like Taylor needed to deserve a place to play, even if she was going to just be supportive on whatever role that was, and she was absolutely that. And again, this year she's a healthy Taylor. We're excited to have her in the middle of the lineup, and I'm stoked to have Taylor, back 100%. So she's obviously a huge part of our organization. Hannah Adams, again, I know I'm being biased, but I think if you look at the numbers, I think Tim Walton of Florida Gators would agree. She might be the best second baseman ever to live. I say that because I don't know all the previous second basemen, only what I'm privy to. But I think she only had like 3 errors her whole life, something crazy like that. I know her freshman year she had 0. I know she has a Gold Glove. Arguably could have had 2 or 3 more. And then the thing that makes Hannah so special is just not her prowess at second base. Her defensive IQ is off the charts. I mean, her angles that she takes, kind of unteachable. Just very talented defensive player. But then she's probably like, I've never seen a player go 0-2 more than Hannah Adams. Then all of a sudden it's 3-1, you're walking, or it's a full count, you're walking or getting a base hit. That's Hannah Adams. Like she'll go 0-2 quickly. And it's like every bat. It's like, Hannah, can you spare me the drama? Can we just do something? But no, she's one of those feisty hitters. She'll foul off a couple balls with good pitches, and then, hey, guess what? You made a mistake. She's on first base or second base. And then you've got obviously, Jill Solis at shortstop. Again, she was somebody from Team Mexico a couple years ago that basically manhandled us defensively in Team Mexico when we played them. And again, Solis is very an underrated defensive player. I think she's one of the best in the game, worldwide. I mean, she's a shortstop that makes plays that no one else can make. She's that kind of defensive player. So with Solis and Adams up the middle, good luck. And then you've got Mosley at third base. I'm sorry, not Mosley. Yeah, we'll talk about Mosley in a minute. But we have Hightower, who's also a 2-year player coming in. Hightower is obviously a great player for University of Florida. Again, another Tim Walton player. But, again, incredible college career at Florida. She's just a workaholic too. I don't know of many people that puts in the time that she does. She's super fit. She's super conscious about being ready to play, and she wants to rock all the time too. She doesn't fear away from wanting the ball. So she's just another big part of our pitching staff. And as you know, in our pitching staff, Kaylin, as you were one of them, we rely upon all of y'all equally. There's not like someone who's more dominant than the other. We're a team that really scouts our strengths and our weaknesses and our enemy strengths and weaknesses. And so for us, we're a pitching staff. We're not an individual staff, as you know. So she's a very integral part of that pitching staff. So glad to have her back for year 2.
Definitely. And then you mentioned Sarah Mosley. She is one of the
Yeah,
newcomers coming onto the team. She's going to be a staple at third base, I'm sure. You're also adding on Estelle Check, another big arm in the circle. You're adding on Jordan Rudd. She's going to be behind the plate. And then also Emma Ritter. She's going to be in the outfield. So talk about those newcomers who are coming in. They've been in the pro space before or maybe took a year
yeah,
off, but now
yeah.
they're a part of the vibe.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one, this little segment to talk about because mostly Sarah is just a super player. I think a couple years ago I saw her play against Florida State, the ESPN Clearwater tournament. She hit a bomb against Florida State. And I'm like, wait a second, that girl's pretty good. But then you see her play defense, and she's definitely a plus defender. And truth be told, she'll tell you this. Like, I really tried really, really, really hard to get her to sign with us towards the end of the season or when the season was over last year to come to the Vibe. And she lives in that North Georgia, Chattanooga area where they had the Chattanooga Steam team last year. And she's like, hey, I just haven't been home in forever. I think I'm going to stay there. Da, da, da. And about halfway through the season, she's just killing us. I mean, she's got home runs, alpha. She's walking off games against us. And I told Coach Mike, I said, that's not happening next year. We're going to grab her. There's no way. And so lo and behold, in the offseason, now Sarah Mosley's a Vibe. So I'm really, really happy about that. She'll be anchored down our third base. And then you got Emma Ritter, who's an All-American from Virginia Tech. Emma's also somebody that we went after, like Sarah, towards the end of the season, and we had a lot of communication with her, and she was just, kind of beat, physically. She was kind of ready to take a little bit of a break, and unfortunately, we didn't sign her. But a few months later, her and Coach Mike rekindled the flame, and she's like, "Hey, I think I want to play again." And Coach Mike called me up, was like, "Hey, the best player in America wants to play. Let's go." So kind of funny story. I get out on the road quite a bit, and as you know, I was at the spring games watching Coach Dot Richardson, our head coach, and Liberty, and they were playing some other teams and whatnot. And Emma, I brought a player contract with me to the tournament, and I just happened to have it with me. I said, Emma, would you like to sign via Vibe today? She's like, yeah, sure. So we went over to the bleachers and signed the paperwork, and then we went out to dinner with Kirby and Neto afterwards. And all these people are like, we're outside at this restaurant, kind of celebrating the paperwork. We're trying to do this paperwork thing and get it all done and everything. And these people are walking by like, hey, what's going on there? And of course, Kirby's like, hey, she's signing a pro contract.
Yeah.
And so we're like, hey, let's take a video. Let's get it on it. So these people are like, go Vibe, go Ritter. So it was just a lot of fun. It's a night I'll never forget. Just very sincere and surreal. And that was a great night, with Ritter. She's a super player, an All-American, and she's going to be a tremendous asset to the Vibe. And then you got Estelle Check, who's a big-time left-handed arm from Texas. She played for the Texas Smoke last year. Again, as you know, we're very dynamic when it comes to our pitching staff. So for us, it's all about, what our strengths and weaknesses are and how we can address those. And, we're going to be Johnny full staff, when it comes to the game management. And so Estelle really does fit that model really good for us from a left-handed standpoint, along with Kirby. And also more importantly, I mean, she also checks off the character box. Tonight we're going to talk a lot about character and that kind of personality. But again, Estelle checks marks all those boxes for us, and she's going to play a dynamic role in that pitching staff arsenal that we have throughout the entire summer season. So we're happy about that. Then the next person that we signed in the offseason was Jordan Rudd, and I don't know how she's available. I don't know how many stupid people missed her, but at the end of the day, she's the Vibe. And so I'm thankful for that. And she's not against us. She's for us now. So Jordan is just an unbelievable athlete. She's proven that she can catch. She's proven that she can hit. She's just a dynamic player behind the plate. And again, like I said, we're super excited to have her. And again, another character player, another character human being that really does fit our entire organizational model extremely well when it comes to the promotion of what we're trying to do as the Vibe.
Awesome. Well, I mean, the team is already so stacked, and it's going to be even better with the addition of the two players that the Florida Vibe is drafting tonight. So, Ryan, you and I spent so much time going over player after player, just making sure that one, they were going to be available, but two, that they were also going to be good people as well as good softball players and just fit into this culture that you and Coach Mike and everyone has really worked hard to create within the Vibe. And so we had countless phone calls with numerous people and checking in, making sure everything was going to fit perfectly. And I think that we truly did find two players, the two that we are drafting tonight, selecting that we hope want to become Vibers that are
Yeah,
really going to
yeah,
elevate this team and be
yeah.
exactly who we want to be. So.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much work that you and Coach Mike and others do behind the scenes. You've been instrumental, and I appreciate all that you've done. We've analyzed, we've looked at, we've called, we've talked to coaches, we've talked to friends, we've talked to teammates, we've done everything. Coming from the baseball scouting world myself, I tried to put in the same amount of work that I did a baseball player scouting them that I do a softball athlete scouting them, and I think I bring a little bit of different perception to that particular model. But there's a lot of work that goes in on this, and obviously Coach Dot, our new head coach, who's been obviously phenomenal. What a great weekend for her. Speaking of her and the Liberty Flames, I'm just super excited for her and just so proud of her. And the fact that she's our head coach this summer is another amazing, God thing. And we just, we're excited about what Coach Dot brings to the table as well. But there's a lot of work that's going on in this, and we looked at a lot of players, and it's a tough situation because there's so many deserving athletes. And that's what I love about pro softball right now, Kaylin, is that there's a lot of deserving athletes. And unfortunately, there's just so many numbers. If we had 34 spots, it'd be easy. Or if I paid somebody, $1 million, it'd be easy, but it's so hard because you put a lot of passion and emotion and rawness and sincerity in this. And so we really work hard at the character part. We believe that, we want to be the best, not just athletically, bunch on the field, but we also want to be the best role models off the field too, and on the field that we possibly can. And so we put a lot of effort in this, as you know. And I know this is going to be something that you get to do. You get to actually you're the director of scouting, so you get to name who the selections are tonight. So kudos to you. You get to do that, do the honors. But I do believe that these two choices fit all those characteristics and all those things I just said.
I completely agree. And I mean, without further ado, I'm so excited to announce the very first #1 draft pick here for the Florida Vibe, and that is going to be Rachel Rube. Rachel is an outstanding hitter. I mean, if you watched this weekend, you saw what she's capable of against the #1 team in the country at the time. She hit 3 home runs, one of them being a grand slam. Not only does she hit home runs, though, she's just very consistent at the plate. You see her hitting line drives. She is always producing, and then she's also a great outfielder as well. And really a great human being. So we are so excited to announce that Rachel Rube, you are the #1 draft pick for the Florida Vibe this year.
Yeah, congratulations, Rachel. We were so pumped. Honestly, you are a person that I saw you 2 years ago in Clearwater at the ESPN tournament. You hit one over the right field scoreboard, and I knew right then you were special. And we've been on you ever since. And so this makes today even more special for me, just because it's somebody that I've had in our thought process, from day one. I mean, you were a special athlete. There are good athletes, and then there's special athletes. And Rachel is that special athlete. If you don't believe me, go rewind this past weekend. You guys have been missing out all season. I think like today, right? Didn't they come out with some All-American thingies or statuses or whatever?
They
And I think
did.
that
She
she
was
made.
second team All-American.
Yeah, I don't know who makes those things up, but they're not very smart. Rachel is definitely a first team All American in Major League Baseball draft. In my former life, she would have been a first rounder. So I don't know how she got missed. I think that she is in the conversation for Team USA. I don't know where they are. I think she's one of the best players because I'll tell you how I know that. Not just from her actions. A lot of people don't give her credit for her defensive awareness too. She's got a plus arm. She's got a can of her arm, and it's accurate. Again, that was on full display this weekend on national TV. But she covers the gaps extremely well. She's got great angles, and she covers the foul line extremely well too. She's not afraid to get dirty. She's not afraid to go into a fence. She's just that awesome, just that throwback baseball player in a lot of ways. And up to bat, good luck. She's ready for the big moment. She's been very consistent that way. Again, I'm looking at it from a baseball perspective. Forgive me, but I everybody knows this. I hope that I have two boys. I don't have any girls, so softball is a little bit different for me. But if it wasn't for Jesse Warren from Florida State making the super duper catch in the World Series against Washington, there probably is no Florida Gulf Coast League. Therefore, there's probably no Florida Vibe because they go hand in hand. So I give all the credit in the world to Jesse Warren, still my favorite player. She's still playing today. I love Jesse. But Jesse, when in the major leagues drafts rooms, when they talk about these things, they're always looking for comps, comparables is what it stands for. Hey, what does this guy compare to an organization that plays this position or that kind of stuff? What do they compare to? And I know I'm going to probably catch a lot of heat for saying this, but I really don't care because it's just science, it's fact. But Rachel Rube is Jesse Warren. They are in the same mold. I mean, they can hit. They can hit for average. They can hit for power. They got great arms. They got plus gloves. They can both run a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I mean, and they both thrive in big moments. Seriously, I mean, that's the comp to me. And I hope that I hope no one gets upset with that, but it's really true. I love how Rachel is that next level athlete, and I can't wait to see her perform, every day at the higher level here with us. So Rachel is just congratulations to Rachel and and Coach Dodd at Liberty and the rest of the teammates at Liberty there. What a great season! What a great performance this weekend. If you're not romantic about softball, you're not living.
Yeah, I mean, especially with everything that, they were able to do this weekend. I mean, setting so many different records, and this is their first super regional. It's the first time that a team has ever been knocked out like a first or a number one seed in the regional round. So it is pretty incredible. So congratulations to Rachel. We are rooting for you, and we hope that you decide to be a Vibe.
Rachel Rube is without a doubt a superstar. What an amazing collegiate career, Rupee. It's just been a pleasure and one of the biggest honors of my life to have been able to coach you at Liberty University. You are an amazing role model. I'm so proud of you. We are so proud of you. Congratulations for being drafted to the professional ranks of the Florida Vibe. God bless you in all that you do and keep making a difference in the lives of other people because you truly are amazing.
Moving forward with our second pick, someone else that we think is going to be so great for our Vibe team. With the number 2 pick, the Vibe selects Sam Gress. From South Carolina. Sam is a fantastic right-handed pitcher. We are so excited. We think that she is going to be a great addition and really lift up our staff. And not only is she a great pitcher, also a great human being as well. Again, we said we would talk a lot about character, and she has fantastic character. So congratulations, Sam. We are so excited to select you to be a part of the Vibe.
Yeah, congratulations, Sam. You are definitely going to be an amazing player, an amazing person for this organization. I'm so excited to have you be a part of our family. You bring a really dynamic, integral part to our pitching staff. And again, I reiterated it a couple of times that we are a pitching staff as a team. We're not individually staffed pitchers. So we look for pitchers out there that are going to fit our dynamics based upon our defensive skills, strengths. And, Sam is one of those players from a numbers point of view that doesn't give up a lot of home runs. She throws a lot of downward stuff, which means a lot of ground balls. And I know I'm, again, being biased, but I feel like we have the best defense in the entire planet with Solis and Adams and Pleasance and Mosley and Ratcliffe, so of course, the outfielders. But, at the end of the day, I feel like with Bress's stuff, it plays into our advantage with our defense. She's going to be a contact pitcher. We know that. We want that. But at the end of the day, Sam fits that model from a physicality standpoint, perfect within our system. And then you throw in the personality and that stuff. I think she's the captain of her team. I think she's obviously she I don't think she has any bad friends out there ever. I can't find them. If she does have any enemies, I can't find them. All her teammates and coaching staff and everybody she's ever come in contact with love her. And we had a chance obviously to talk and you can feel it right away. It jumps off on the page, the character point of view. And again, when we're traveling around this summer to these different environmental, these are different events with Fastpitch United Pro Series. We're going to Top Gun Invitational and Triple Crown and going to these different venues. We're going to come in contact with a lot of 10 and 8 and 12 and 14-year-old players. And it's really important for us to have that super character, those great role models that are able to talk to these youth and to say, hey, don't stop dreaming. You can make it. Not only can you go to South Carolina or Liberty or Florida State or wherever, but at the end of the day, you have a chance to play pro ball. And we're so excited that Sam gets to be a part of that journey because it's a game that keeps continuing to grow and grow and grow. And so we're just so excited for you, Sam. And congratulations to you and also University of South Carolina. Coach Ashley Chastain has been a good friend along the way. She has a knack for developing, as you guys know, we signed Bailey Benoit from Charlotte a couple years ago underneath Ashley's tutelage. And so there's good things happening there. And we're just so excited to have Sam with us, hopefully this summer. And, just couldn't be more excited for her and her family as she gets to continue her pro career.
Sam Gress is the ultimate competitor. She is the heartbeat of our team. And it's been such a joy to coach Sam over the last few years. We are so excited for her and so proud of her that she's going to be able to continue on her softball journey by being drafted with the Florida Vibe in the Fastpitch United. Sam, we are so proud of you and we love you so much and we cannot wait now to be Vibe fans. So always go Cox, but now go Vibe. Sam Gress.
Yes, and also want to wish South Carolina good luck as they move forward
That's
into a super regional as well. So both of our draftees have been selected. We wish both of them and our coaching staff and players with Liberty the best of luck moving forward into the super regional. We do hope that both of you make it to the World Series. We are obviously going to be in your corner and we're so excited. We really hope that we get to see you in a Vibe uniform this summer. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Florida Vibe College Selection Show. Please check us out on social media. All kinds of different platforms, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok for the Florida Vibe, as well as check out Fastpitch United. We are also on those platforms, and check out our website to stay updated on all of our events that we have going on. If you guys want to meet the pros, watch some pro games, be a part of some really cool events and tournaments, make sure to check out Vibe Softball and Fastpitch United websites. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ryan, so much for being a part. Super excited to get to talk to you and bring on potentially some new Vibers.
Yeah, congratulations to the college selections. Thanks to you, Kaylin, for all the hard work you put in. And yes, we're big fans. Everybody, thank you for tuning in and making this night special for us and the selections. We're super excited for the 2025 season, as Kaylin said, and we can't do it without you guys. So we just pray for you guys and God bless and have a great rest of the week. And thank you for tuning in.